We are living in a time of mental crisis. Due to various stress-related physical and mental illnesses, the number of people suffering from them is increasing. The key to mental health is to stay healthy even when you face life's biggest crisis. Why do some people remain mentally healthy despite crises while others fall apart easily? Our personalities serve as the compass, guiding our thoughts, behaviors, emotions, and interactions with others. But what crafts this compass? Scientific research, including epigenetic findings, suggests that genetic or temperamental factors partially form our personalities. Yet, the surprising majority is molded by our experiences, particularly those from our earliest years before and after birth. For example, when a mother is stressed while pregnant or after the birth of an infant, the baby absorbs or secretes more stress hormones. The mother's stress can be caused by postpartum depression, while the resulting emotional or physical abandonment, neglect, or inconsistency can cause the baby's stress. The premature separation can create fear and anxiety in the baby for survival. It means that the baby is born and growing with genetic alterations caused by the unusual stress level experienced at this critical time. A newborn's first year is especially pivotal for what psychologists term identity diffusion. It can be when we develop our confusion about who we are, our sexes, and between emotional and bodily pain. During this period, children may develop a heightened sensitivity to sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch, increasing alertness and sensitivity to their environment. This heightened sensitivity can later manifest as difficulties in concentration, paranoid or fearful responses to perceived threats, susceptibility to bullying, and mood swings. Such hypersensitivity can become triggers throughout their lives, creating more stress reactions to usual or even minor environmental changes. As we move forward to age 3, the focus shifts to the quality of care they receive, including the consistency and presence of early relationships with key figures, which profoundly affects their genetic predisposition to various physical and mental challenges later in life. Attachment theory highlights the importance of the first 18 months of trauma-free life in establishing a secure bond between mother and child. Similarly, object relations theorists argue that a strong sense of self, which protects against loneliness, is developed mainly in the first 3 years of life through high-quality relationships with a primary caregiver. This sense of self can be further reinforced by relationships with other significant figures, without these figures replacing the role of the original caregiver. These relationships are internalized to form a stable and self-sufficient internal world. They will rarely feel lonely anywhere they go because they carry their internalized objects in their minds and hearts. These objects should not be anyone around. They are the people with whom they form their first attachment relationships, essential to their healthy psychological development. Therefore, they should be the caregivers regularly and consistently present in the child's life, providing a good enough feeling of safety, security, and environmental stimulants. As we grow, these relationships and experiences become internalized to fill our minds, crafting how we view the world and ourselves. These relationships will be the foundation of all future interpersonal relationships in life. But what happens when this process is marred by traumas, such as emotional abandonment or neglect? The most common silent traumas committed by our well-intended caregivers. These early interactions are more shadow than light. The trauma survivors will constantly feel empty, developing a pessimistic outlook with a skewed view of life without meaning. This often leads them to constantly seek immediate relief through painkillers and stimulants or other quick-fix methods to alleviate their mental anguish. This is where our personality's so-called dark side emerges, not as a flaw, but as a signal. Resilience refers to an individual's capacity to preserve their sense of well-being in the aftermath of challenging life events. This includes situations like separation from parents for education, the death of a loved one, academic or professional setbacks, or the end of a relationship. Unaddressed silent traumas test this resilience and diminish the capacity to persevere in study or work, endure the breakup of relationships, and stay positive during various life crises. What's interesting is that it's not necessarily an apparent, extreme life event that can turn people into mental challenges. Stress in our lives begins with routine happenings, such as the absence of a primary caregiver for a few days or weeks due to illnesses or business affairs, when the infant has no idea when the primary caregiver will return. It aggravates when the impact, such as the fear and anxiety of the child, is repeatedly ignored, unaddressed, and denied by well-intentioned caregivers, schools, and society. The stress caused by the trauma experienced at this stage of life tends to be the first to appear as depression, anxiety, addictions, eating problems, and other mental health-related illnesses as the child grows up, and tends to worsen if not addressed in time. This is where the transformative power of relationship-focused, supportive counseling shines. It's not about revisiting the past for its own sake, correcting the wrong, but understanding and reframing it. Now we leverage our newly established supportive relationships to impact our genetic expression. Various pain-numbing or stimulant drugs and compulsive or even creative activities may temporarily mask, numb, or divert your pain. Many short-term approaches may help you immediately identify your wrongful thoughts, change your behavior, and teach positive thinking in a short time. However, the drawbacks of these quick-fix methods are their frequent relapses as a result of the artificially induced false sense of recovery. According to research on those with severe mental health issues originating from childhood traumas, including suicidal and criminal tendencies, a relationship-focused approach offers a much more effective and lasting remedy. The relationship approach recreates an unconditional and supportive relationship missed in childhood through understanding and validating your pain and suffering before judgment and correction. In the safety of the non-judgmental supportive relationship, you will learn that your original experiences with significant others can be revisited and remedied. Epigenetics research shows the new experience will repair damaged neural connections. This process of resilience building and self-discovery within a relationship teaches new ways of relating to others and oneself, marking a journey toward self-acceptance and freedom. The original wound from early traumas often escalates due to inadvertent reinforcement by the uninformed environment. The damage of resilience function is repaired and nurtured through the alliance with your new significant other, counselors, or mentors. Through the new relationship experience, you will learn new ways of relating to others and yourself. Therefore, object relational counseling is more than just a treatment for an illness, which can often be stigmatizing and shameful. It is also not making hasty judgments and correcting one's seemingly destructive way of living without first understanding it as your best coping method found under the given conditions. It's a journey in a safe environment to open the door to resilience by exploring your vulnerable inner self and a life of gradual self-acceptance and freedom. Some may question why we cannot achieve this healing experience alone. Many people try this healing journey on their own through various self-soothing approaches, including drugs and various pain-numbing, addictive, compulsive, or creative activities, but fail in the end. It is because as our brains, especially during our first several years of life, necessitate the assistance of others to develop in a protective environment, any reparative rewiring also demands external input beyond ourselves, existing family or friends. Numerous instances of suicidal or homicidal behavior highlight how well-meaning families often fail to intervene effectively, hindered by a lack of awareness and understanding. It is because adopting an anxiety and fear-free lifestyle is only achievable by engaging in new relationships that differ from those we've experienced in the past. Therefore, seeking a new relationship-focused counselor or mentor is necessary if you consider this profoundly important life journey seriously. The most crucial role of these counselors is to help build your trustful relationship with them as a steadfast supporter without judging, diagnosing, or prematurely correcting your existing ways of living. Through the relationship, you will gradually learn to build trust in yourself and acquire the motivation to change. Even if building a secure object relationship may take longer than drugs or other short-term approaches, if you meet the right counselor, your emotional pain can turn quickly around into positive life energy. You will soon uncover your hidden strength and new hope for permanent healing without feeling undue shame, self-blame, or fear of relapse. This unique approach can offer hope to those who may feel lost after numerous unsuccessful attempts, providing a gradual but certain path to overcoming persistent mental health issues. These positive relationship experiences will inspire you to discover a new purpose in life, guiding you toward freedom from the pain you've endured alone for many years, leaving a lasting mark on your psyche to become your enduring internal anchor.